Right. Okay, everyone. So let's begin. Right. If you are able to see my screen, then I would like you to write Y in the chat box. Can you? Okay. All right. Great. So today this workshop is about the anatomy of hesitation. And this is how today's workshop is also mm, divided or structured. Let me tell you in brief. We will talk about five core things today. This whole class or workshop is divided into five core elements. And the first one is we will understand the basics of hesitation. I'll tell you what it means and how it works. Okay, one second. It is not visible. Okay, now is it visible? Should be. Okay. Yes. Okay, good. Now we will understand the anatomy of hesitation once again. So, hesitation. It's a broad word and we use it so frequently. We will learn it in terms of what are the basics of it. Then I will tell you the science behind it, the drawbacks, the usefulness. Like I said, there is going to be some usefulness also to uh, hesitation itself, how it can be used to our advantage. And then we will look at the three core principles of overcoming the hesitation. And after that, I'll give you these super cool AI prompts that you can use starting today to overcome hesitation itself based on the three core principles that I'm going to talk about. And lastly will be a Q&A section. All right. I've already received a question, but in between or anytime you feel like there are more things you want to ask, always welcome and send me your questions through the Q&A section in the uh, meeting itself. Right at the bottom, you will find the Q&A section. All right. So first, we will begin with the basics. So what are the uh, basics of hesitation in itself? Now, hesitation, it occurs in multiple forms and formats, all right? And that is what we will first see. What are the different types of hesitation? So different types, if I have to give you in very brief or simple terms or in psychological terms, hesitation is of three types. Speech that occurs when you are trying to speak. The hesitation that occurs then is speech hesitation. Then decision, when you're trying to make a decision and there comes some hesitation in you, that is another type of hesitation. There's an emotional hesitation also. Emotional hesitation is one where you are trying to uh, convey something emotionally, and emotion is actually what is driving your hesitation. It is something that is making you hesitate, emotional. Now, to think of it, you will see that decision making might be emotional decision also, right? So these things they do come together also. It is not mutually exclusive. They do come together. We will be focusing solely on the speech hesitation. Think about it. When you try to speak and hesitation comes in between, it is mostly in terms of pauses. So if there is a hesitation, you will pause for longer time. Then repeats is another type of hesitation where you're hesitating and you keep repeating the same thing over and over again without even realizing. False starts is another one where you want to start in one way, but you start in some other way. Why? Because simply you are hesitating, you are not able to speak how you wanted to speak. So that is where the speech hesitation comes into play. This was the basic type of hesitation. We will now focus, like I said, solely on the speech hesitation. But before that, I want to get into the science of hesitation, how hesitation comes into play in our mind, what is happening when we are hesitating. So let's see. Three things to the science of hesitation, and let's check one by one. First is the thinking part. Thinking is where you want, again, with respect to speaking itself, you want to speak, but you're thinking constantly what to speak, will result in hesitation. So one example I can give you in group discussions, if you are given a topic, you don't know much about that topic, so you will get little hesitant that I don't know about this topic, what will I speak, how to speak. So that is one part of hesitation, that you are thinking constantly what to speak. Second is editing, that okay, you got the idea what you want to speak, but now you start correcting how you're trying to speak it, right? Editing, trying to correct your grammar, your vocabulary, your language, even your body language, so many things. You're trying to edit it will bring in hesitation, because you might think that your grammar is not good, your vocabulary is not good, or all those things will come into play. Okay. Then there is another one, which is the timing. Timing is kind of a hidden thing, but it does play its part. We might feel, is this the right time to speak? Or maybe you feel, you might not feel yourself to be in that position to speak. And this thing, one example I can think of right now is when you are surrounded by people who might be your seniors, right? So you might feel that, okay, I'm a junior, I might not want to speak in front of them in a formal situation, right? Or maybe in front of our elders, they are talking about something and we might want to put in our viewpoint, but we do not because we might feel that this is not a good time to do it, right? So that is one type of hesitation. And now I will answer the question that was put beforehand. So just a second, and I will get to the question. So the question was that hesitation is because of the feeling that a person might feel dumb or judged by other person, right? So when we feel that the other person is going to judge us is also a type of hesitation, but here it can happen in two terms, right? Like we talked about. One is where you think that your idea is not good enough, right? And second, when you think that your language is not good enough. I am going to talk specifically about language, that when you feel that your English language that you're using is not good enough, maybe your vocabulary is not good enough, maybe your grammar is not good enough, that the other person is going to judge you, or maybe you feel that the other person is already better than you with respect to using English language, then it is normal to feel lesser confident in that term and then feel hesitant to speak in front of that person, right? For me, it used to happen a lot when I was in school and I used to talk to my school teachers because I would feel that they know better and that they are going to judge me with my English always. So that was something that used to happen. But if we overcome these things like translation or grammar or vocabulary, I think then we feel in a better position to not look dumb because we have somewhere then removed those barriers of vocabulary or grammar or having a perfect English language in that sense, right? So we will look at some drawbacks right now, and we will also look at the my three-part formula to overcome translation. You will see that it works wonderfully. And this question that you asked me, actually, this thing will actually feel kind of, I would say, not that important after that because you will feel that there is some confidence because you know how to use your language well, even if vocabulary and grammar is still a question in your mind. Even then, you will be able to use your language very well. Okay, I can also tell you right now if my English teacher is somewhere watching me speak, maybe she will or he will point out some mistakes. But it is more about how we are presenting the idea in our language. All right, we'll move to the next one now. Once again, if you have any question, you can ask me through the Q&A section given right at the bottom of the video. So just a second. And let's move to the next part. So this was the science behind hesitation. It happens due to your thinking, it happens due to your editing, and it happens due to the timing. We might feel this is not the right time. All right. And because of this, there are some drawbacks to hesitation itself. So let's take a look at different drawbacks. The first one is cognitive overload. Okay, you are doing three things The science, like we talked about, three things: thinking, then editing, and then timing. Also, is it's like a hidden one, but it is there. If you're doing three things at one time, it will bring lots of cognitive overload. That means a lot of mental stress on your mind, right? And in that situation, most of us break down and we choose not to speak, right? It happens to most of us. Ask yourself, does it happen to you? Has it ever happened that you wanted to speak, but because of all the things going in your mind, you chose it's better not to speak? So that is because of the cognitive overload that we are giving. And one way you can think of getting rid of this is to get or make as less of a load on your brain as possible. Okay. But again, it comes through different techniques, which we will talk about in a minute. Next one is the drawback. It is panic loop. Now, like we talked about grammar in itself. So when grammar is there, and if you're talking about, or if you are thinking about constant being correct with your grammar, if it is not correct, what will happen? You will feel that you were not able to use your language well enough. If you feel that, that means you feel you have failed. If you feel failed, you will feel anxious, and then it becomes a loop. You will feel that if I use the language wrong, then I will fail. And if I fail, then I will again not speak well. All those things will come back again. And again, you will go into the hesitation mode. Okay. So if you feel that you have failed in the use of your language, it will lead to anxiety altogether. Okay. This is another drawback. Then another drawback, third one is the idea suppression. This again is like a hidden one, but it exists. If you choose to not speak because of your hesitation, what will happen? Your idea will get suppressed. And think about it, you go in a real world out there and you have a wonderful, a beautiful idea. Okay, okay, okay. Screen is not visible. One second. Something happened then. Now is it visible? What was the last thing that you saw when the screen was visible? Can anyone tell me? What was the last thing that you guys were able to see? Just write in one word. Were you able to see were you able to see the science behind the three part of science? Just write why. If you're able to see all the 3 points of science. Okay, no. All right. All right. Okay, let's go back to science part then. The science behind hesitation is, I'm sorry, I did not see the messages before. Now I can see it. Okay, so the science behind hesitation is, firstly, you think a lot. You will think that what is the idea that you're going to speak? So this is more like an idea problem. You don't know about the idea and all those things. Then there is an editing problem, that you want to make your idea conveyed in the perfect language that ever exists. Okay, so that is another part, which is the editing part. And third one is the timing part, where you feel if it is the correct time to express your idea or not. And this would happen based on the scenario, the context or situation that you are in. For example, you might be very well comfortable in speaking to your friend, maybe outside, or when you guys are alone in a way. But if situation changes and and there is, let's say, a classroom setting, you are with your friend in a classroom setting in front of the teacher, you might not feel that it's not a good time to talk to them or all those things. So that will come in the timing part. Okay. Another one is that you are a junior and you are sitting with your seniors in a formal or professional setting. There also you will feel that timing is not good to talk here. So this is the science behind hesitation. Now, how language comes into play, that we will see in a minute. But we were then talking about the drawbacks. Drawbacks are cognitive overload, when you give too much pressure to your brain, when you do all the thinking, editing, and timing part, then your brain will get overloaded. There will be a breakdown, and you will feel it's better not to speak anything at all, right? Then another one was the panic loop. That is when you want your speaking to be so perfect, to come out like the best one ever. If it doesn't, for any small reason, you will feel that you have failed. Okay, everybody, I mean, even I would feel that I have failed if I am not able to deliver how I want something to be delivered. But we need to keep room open for some mistakes. So panic comes if you feel that you have failed, and that kind of leads to anxiety. Okay, this is another drawback. And lastly, it is the idea suppression. You might have the best idea in the world, but if it is not spoken, if it is not presented, it gets suppressed. It is lost forever. Okay, this is something that I think you can all you can yourself might have sometime thought that, oh, I did not speak that or I did not say that, and it kind of got lost, right? So these are some of the drawbacks. There are more, but I have kind of condensed it into three because, like I said, I want this to be less theory and more of an activity based. So yeah, drawbacks. But did you know you can use hesitation to your advantage only if you are aware of this psychological thing called hesitation, right? I'm not saying if you are feeling hesitant and you act on it and not speak anything, that is an advantage. It is not. What is an advantage? When you're aware of this thing called hesitation and that it is coming to you. Okay. So let's say you're trying to speak anywhere and there comes a feeling of hesitation. If you are aware of this particular thing, then you can use it to your advantage. Why? Because hesitation will make you do what? Make you freeze. Okay, that is there. But if you pause or if you freeze for just some time, it will bring in the effect of what is known as pause or silence, right? And that pause or silence, you can use it to your own advantage. All right. So if hesitation is coming, be aware of it. Awareness is the first part, but then using it will come after you get aware of it. Okay. So if you feel hesitant, then tell yourself that, okay, hesitation is coming. It will give me some time to think, right? So you will get that small time to think. It also improves listener attention. How? Because you took that time to feel hesitant. It gave you that pause. Now, whenever pause comes when you are speaking, the listener, they are waiting for something that comes after that, right? And whatever comes after that pause has more impact than whatever you spoke before. Okay, this is also something psychologically there in communication, and that is why pauses are used by good speakers. So if hesitation is there, there will be some gap, and that gap will help you buy some thinking time. It will help to get an attention from listener, and it will also help in language learning. How? Maybe you want to use a particular word, but if you feel little hesitant, you are getting that much time in between, you can look for some other word in that moment, right? So in that way, you used another word instead of one word. Okay, I'm not saying using another word instead of one word is better, but you kind of expanded your vocabulary in that sense or manner. Okay, so this hesitation is useful only if you are aware of it. And what is the awareness we need? We need the awareness of hesitation being actually giving us time to think, to make an impact on the listener, and to learn the language. All right. So these are few things we have done till now. We learned about the basics of hesitation. We learned about the science, the drawbacks, and usefulness. If you guys are here with me till now, just write HERE in the chat box that you guys are here. I just want to know and see that everybody is following me till now, because what comes after this is going to be extremely exciting. And I have designed a very, very nice, simple model for you guys to uh, follow to overcome hesitation. And I'm very sure you will love it, because when I was designing it, when I was testing it on myself, so many doors it opened to me myself. Okay, great, great. Very nice, very nice. Everyone is here. So yeah, like I said, when we will use these things and principles, I think you will extremely feel mind blown. I want to use this word mind blown because it is going to be super amazing. Let's move to the next one, which is We talked about hesitation, we talked about its science, we talked about the drawbacks, we also talked about the usefulness, right? Now we will specifically get into the field of language and hesitation, and we will also see how to overcome, right? I'll give you three, like I said, the model I'll give you, the principle, but I'll also give you 1 minute to ask me a question if you want to, all right? So if you want to ask a question, you can go to Q&A section. You will find it right at the bottom. I'll give you 1 minute, okay? I'll take a pause for 1 minute and send me a question if you have any till now. It is going to be an anonymous question. Nobody else can see it. Only I can see whatever question you're going to ask, okay? So take a minute and then we'll move to the next one. You don't have to write elaborate question, just write the main idea of your question, okay? I'll understand what you're asking. Okay, how to overcome hesitation is the next part. I got one question, how to overcome hesitation while speaking. That is the next part we'll be doing. But whatever we have covered till now, if you have any question, you can ask me. Okay, just 1 more minute. So time right now is 7:28. We'll continue at 7:29. We'll move on to the three principles, the three-part model of overcoming hesitation. Okay, so I got asked the question right now, how to overcome hesitation. This is how we will overcome hesitation, okay? Okay, so if everybody is ready right now, just write R in the chat box. All you have to do is tap R in the chat box, and I can see that everyone is ready. So we will begin. Okay, great, Shivanshi. Others? Yes, quickly write R so we can begin. We can move forward. All right, great. We'll move to the three principles now, which is how to overcome hesitation. And once again, remember, we are talking about hesitation with respect to English speaking. Okay. There can be psychological factors also where we feel hesitant. For example, making a decision. You want to make a decision of buying a car, let's say, and you're feeling hesitant because of several factors. But I'm sure language is not a factor there. So we're not talking about those hesitation. We're talking about hesitation with respect to speaking English. And I have come up with three principles that we need to use to overcome hesitation. All right, before we get into the three principles, 1 to 3, we will understand hesitation and English language, the connection between these two first, okay? So let's check. First connection is the translation. So, how does hesitation come in English language when we are trying to speak English language? The first and the most common one is translation. We want to speak something, we have the idea, but we tend to think that idea in our native language. And when that happens, we then try to convert or translate that into English language, takes lots of time. And when that time actually passes away, we have lost our chance to speak also. And maybe we are also thinking about language being correct or not. That will come in the next two parts. But translation is, I would say, the most common enemy that people have uh, while speaking in English. And if you have it, you can tell yourself that from today itself, if you follow whatever I'm going to give you, translation is not going to be a problem from today. If you follow what I give you, all right? So translation is one where hesitation comes into English language, okay? And this translation then causes what is known as delay in speaking, and delay to such an extent that sometimes we even lose our chance of speaking. Next is vocabulary. Vocabulary is another one we want to, again, this is part of the editing part of our, the previous one is the thinking part of hesitation. This is the editing part. We want our language to be extremely good, and there's nothing wrong in thinking like that, all right? But as we are starting out to use our language on a daily basis, or in a professional base, we need to have a first step, right? And first step is to use the simplest word possible and then move to the next one, as we become more apt in using our language, okay? As we get more exposed to English language. So vocabulary is another one. What happens is we, one is we do not know the word. So if we do not know the word, then we go back to the translation part. We know the word in Hindi, but we do not know the word in English, okay? So that's the translation part. But if we know the word already, but we want to go for a better word, or the word that we that had impressed us at some time, then it kind of increases the search time, and we might feel inferior in using a word which is simpler. So these kind of mental blocks make us hesitant to use normal vocabulary, because we want, somewhere in our mind we want to use better vocabulary. But again, that should be avoided. Like I said, start with the simplest term first and then move to the other ones, because that is how vocabulary building is also built in a way. Last one is hesitation due to grammar. And this is, again, I would say one of the top three reasons of people choosing to avoid speaking in English is because they feel that their grammar is not good. Uh, One thing about grammar is that nobody first reads a grammar book and then starts speaking in English. Okay, that never happens. Nobody has ever done it. Okay, even I have not done it. You must also have not done it. Nobody, I can assure you this. Nowhere it happens. Even natives, they don't do it. We first learn ABC and all, that is there. But speaking part is what I'm talking about. And speaking comes from reflecting what we absorb. Okay. So how it works is we first listen to other people speaking, and then whatever we gather from that is what we speak back. Okay. So mostly speaking is, it starts with imitation. First we imitate what we are um, absorbing. Okay, then what is the use of grammar? Grammar helps us refine our language. That is the only use of grammar. But once again, speaking always starts with reflecting, not learning grammar. But because of our tendency to have that perfect language, we keep running behind perfect grammar, and that leads to perfection loop. This is somewhere similar to the anxiety or the loop that we talked about before, where if failure to use perfect grammar exists, we tend to abandon English language altogether. We do not look at it. We don't want to use it because we feel that we are not good with grammar. We are not perfect with grammar. So if you are here, if you are here and you are here to follow the system that I'm going to give you, first thing you'll have to keep in mind, or you have to accept, is that grammar should always come last. Okay, should not be the first thing of priority in your mind when you are beginning, or when you are on this pursuit of speaking fluent and extremely well English. Okay, so the first step is not grammar. First step is what I am going to give you now today, the three-part model of speaking without hesitation. All right. So if you are ready, write R in the chat box again for the three-part, or the three steps to overcome hesitation. That is what I'm going to give you right now. The three principles. So I want to see if everyone is ready for these three principles or not. We talked about everything till now. What is hesitation, how it works, how it comes into English language, this and that, all theory and all, even philosophical part also. Everything was there. What matters is the ground action. Okay. So, okay, good. Everyone is ready for these three principles. Ground action is ready, is what is required to start to speak in a very, very fluent and impactful manner. Okay, impactful is another word I want you to remember, to speak with an impact. Okay, so the three principles are here. We'll start with the first one. First one is break translation. Okay. Second one is vocabulary, based on what we did before this. And third one is with respect to grammar. You can think of these as breaking translation, breaking vocabulary, and breaking the grammar perfection loop in itself. Let's take a look at these one by one. Breaking translation, how to break translation through this phrasal chunking. Okay, this is a word that I want to give you. You can note this down also if you have pen and paper. So, phrasal chunking comes from the word phrase, okay, and chunks. Now, here's the thing. You want to speak a particular word and or you want to convey a particular idea. Why should a person go for translation method when there already exist ready to use phrases which you can use to express different things? And I'll give you an example. If you want to uh, say something, for example, hmm, you want to say that you disagree to some person in their opinion, then what phrase do we use? We say, I beg to differ, right? Isn't it? We use that phrase. This phrase is a ready-made phrase available to us that we can use as a starting of our sentence in itself. Okay. And it's not just one phrase. There are so many phrases that we can directly use as we learn them, we use them in our speaking in itself. For example, today itself, uh, I was scrolling social media and there was this one reel I saw, and I wanted to comment on that reel. So I began with the phrase called "in my humble opinion." Okay. So this is not something I thought first. What should I say to have a opinion which is polite, how to translate and all those things. No, I used a ready-made phrase available, which I've learned over time. Okay. So yes, we need to first make that effort to learn these phrases, how to learn them. When you are listening to somebody and you need to take those cues, how they are using those phrases, which are common, which many people use those phrases. Okay, in my opinion, what I think is, what I want you to do is, okay, if you want to say something in your native language, you might say "ek kaam kar," like that. But English, you will say, what I want you to do is, okay, this is another phrase, which is a ready-made phrase which you can use. Okay, so this is something that you need to use, bring in to break the translation method. All right. If this is what you feel is, it feels like a bulb on moment to you, then wait for the others. And in fact, wait for what comes after this. It is going to extremely blow your mind. And I'm very sure the exercise I'm going to give you is supremely, it's going to make you feel like a eureka moment that, oh, we can do this also. All right. We'll move to the vocabulary. How to overcome the vocabulary part of hesitation is through flexible wording. And this I gave in the previous one itself. That is uh, to be flexible with your words, not to be rigid. Do not look for that perfect word. Just use the first word that comes to your mind, which you know is correct. All right. Okay. That is how you need to start off with vocabulary. And last one that we're going to look at is grammar. How to uh, be good with, or not good with, how to overcome this hesitation due to grammar is through one simple rule, and that is ignore it. Okay. Ignore grammar, use forward speaking method. All right. So, but ignoring grammar, what I mean is first start reflecting back what you are taking in. Okay. So absorb as much these phrases, words from other speakers, from other sources that you are absorbing your English, and start using it back. Okay. That is going to be your first step always. After that, grammar should, like I said, should always come last, where you should polish your English based on grammar, not the first step. Okay, so this was the three principles. And what are the three principles? Once again, I'll take you back to the three principles. But first, how hesitation comes into English language through translation, vocabulary, and grammar. And how to overcome these is by breaking translation through phrasal chunking, breaking vocabulary, searching through flexible wording, breaking grammar perfection through forward speaking. Yep, these are the three principles. Now, if these three principles are clear to you, just write C in the chat box. I want to see if they are clear or not. If it is not clear, write NC and then I'll explain back. Okay, great. Okay, so how to overcome hesitation? It's here. You know how to overcome. Take these three things, chunking, flexible wording, forward speaking, and done. Your hesitation is done. Now, if you go tomorrow to speak on stage, let's say, or maybe to speak to some other person, will you do it? Or would you say that now you are confident and now your hesitation is gone? I know you will say no, because that is what I'm trying to make you feel, that it is not about knowing. Whatever information I've given you here, I will, I'm sure you can find these information other places also, right? These are all fact-based information from psychology books and all language learning books. But what matters is how you put these things into use. Okay? Because knowing is not enough. Doing part is what will make you or separate you from being hesitant to being confident. Okay? So doing. Confidence is actually not a trait or not a skill or not an ability. Confidence is a feeling. Okay? You asked me how to feel confident. So you need to feel confident. That is a feeling. And how does the feeling come? How does the feeling of being happy comes when you get the stimulus from external environment, right? Sometimes there's an internal stimulus also. Similarly, confidence is also stimulus based. And good thing about confidence is it can be trained in a way through repetition. The more you repeat something, the better you become confident. Avni is saying the perfection will come and appear by speaking and with time. Yes, correct. That is what I'm saying. You keep doing the same thing, the part or action of speaking over time, and you will find perfection or maybe near perfection. Perfection is, I would say, something we all desire, right? Okay, so those were the three parts, and now comes the action part. Okay, like I said, knowing is not enough. You know the principles now, you know what hesitation is, how it works, and all those things. Now comes the ground action. This is where things will change for you. Okay, and I want these things to change for you. That is why I'm holding this workshop because, in fact, I was uh, making a list of what are the top problems people face while speaking, and hesitation was the first one. You might have seen through our WhatsApp everyday daily tips I've been sharing were all based around hesitation itself. So I was brainstorming what are the different ways in which, or what are the um, actionable steps that you can do every day, right? Because I said it needs to be repeated every day. So I was brainstorming these and I then came up with this wonderful, great tools, three tools I've come up with, which you can use every day. And when you do it, then uh, you will see that change or kind of acknowledgement of change you will see in yourself, and you will see improvement, a lot of it, while trying to speak or communicating in English. Okay, so if you are ready for the three tools that you can use every day, then just write R in the chat box. Ready? Shivanshi is saying it's not always about facts, it's about the idea that we are learning in this session, the art of implementing. Yes, that's right. The art of implementing. You are right, Shivanshi, because that is what I want you to do. I don't want you to keep in mind the theories, the concepts, and all those things. I mean, it's all right to have those things in the back of your head, to know the basics, to know how it works, what are the principles, but to be able to use them or apply them in real world is what makes all the difference. And the application part always starts from day one. Okay, so consider this to be your day one. I'll give you three tools and I'll demonstrate them also live. I'll show you live how to do this, how to do these exercises. But I want a commitment from you guys that you will do it every day, not just today, every day to improve. All right. And think of this again as your first step towards improving. All right. So, tools. Okay, great, Avni. Tools are going to be based on AI. I have written AI plus because everybody uses AI. All right. But this is an AI advantage I'm going to give you. This is something that, uh, I mean, if you are starting out, if you are trying to understand on English communication using English, then whatever you're going to get from here, from this, is based on thorough research that is done by me. And this is something I'm giving it to you as my token of appreciation of you guys taking out the effort to come here today. You guys could have been anywhere, but you chose to come here and you showed the trust. So I'm going to give you this tool for absolute um, free is a very, I would say, trivial word. I'm going to give it to you for with the absolute trust, is what I will say. I'm going to give it to you with the trust that you will use it every day and you will show me the result someday that we use these tools and we were able to bring these changes in ourselves. Okay. All right. So if I get the commitment from you guys that you will use these tools every day, then I will show you how to use them. Okay, so you just need to write ED. That means every day, and I will know that we will use these every day. Just write ED in the chat box. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you. That's good. That is a motivation enough for me to hand out these tools to you and use them with as much creativity as you want to. But yeah, okay. Enough talking from my side. I'll quickly jump into showing you the tools. Okay. So before getting into the tools, let's go back to the three principles. What are the three principles? They are to one sec. The three principles are to break translation through phrasal chunking, to break the vocabulary searching pattern, and to break the grammar perfection loop. All right, these are the three principles. Now I'm going to give you tool for each and every one of these using AI. AI again, it's I think it's the best innovation of our time that is helping us with so many things. And this is what I'll give you right now. All right. So just give me 1 minute and I'll share something else with you guys. Okay. So just be here for 1 second. Okay. I'll give you 1 minute. If you want to ask any question, you can write till now. If you have any question, then you can ask me a question before we start with the live demonstration of the tools for overcoming hesitation. So it's 9:50. I'll give you 1 minute. Till then, I'll quickly share the screen. Okay, so you guys should be able to see my screen now. It's a different screen with ChatGPT in here. Okay, 1 second. Need to find a way to open chat. Okay. Okay. Can you see the ChatGPT screen yet or no? Can you see it? Just write Y or N. Okay, yes. All right. So, like I said, these tools will be AI based, but you'll actually like them. So let's begin. These are the prompts we're going to use. The first one is translation prompt. Okay, so let me take you through this. First, we will ask ChatGPT that you're going to be my English speaking coach. Okay, I want you to give me one simple phrasal chunk, which is a sentence starter. Now, before we move ahead, remember phrasal chunks can be used mid sentences, in mid sentences, as sentence enders also. But we are beginning with sentence starters. Then give me one real life speaking situation related to that chunk. Then give me one short hint to guide what I can talk about. Okay, just one hint. Then keep everything simple, wait for my response, and then review my use of that phrasal chunk. You will review how I used that chunk. Okay, then tell me what I did well, suggest two specific improvements, and then give me a better version of my response using the same chunk. Okay, so this last prompt I've given you because there is always a room for improvement. So if there are any, it will give us, okay? All of these. Main idea here is that we get one small or simple phrasal chunk from ChatGPT. We will learn it, then we will use it in a real time situation. Now, how to use this phrase or how to use this prompt, I'll tell you. First thing is copy paste it, okay? Then go here, paste, and send. Now, here's what it has given me. The chunk is I usually like to. Okay, this is again a ready-made chunk for us to use. I usually like to. The situation is I'm talking about my daily routine with a friend. All right, that is the uh, situation. And hint is what I do in the morning. So this is the hint. So I don't have to talk about my whole day, just my morning routine. And it wants me to speak in 2 to 3 simple sentences. Okay, not more than that. So let me quickly think what I'm going to talk about. I usually like to, in the morning, what do I like to do? The thing is, whatever you speak, we will begin with this phrase. I usually like to. This is a ready-made phrase for us to tell what we like to do. Okay. Now, how to approach this? When you watch this one here, this particular part of ChatGPT window, you will find a microphone. Okay. We will click on the microphone button. We will not click on the button after that which says voice. Okay, this be very specific with this. We will click on the microphone button and then we will dictate. Are you getting it? This is something you'll have to keep in mind. Do not type the answer. Do not use voice command. Use dictate portion. Okay. Do not rehearse your answer also. You can think what you're going to talk about. Do not rehearse. Now I will do it and then you can see how it needs to be done. Okay. So I need to begin with what I usually like to do. And I will talk about where in the morning time, I like to get up, go for a run, come back and have uh, a healthy breakfast. Okay. That is what I will say. I usually like to go for a run in the morning, come back and have a healthy lunch. I also like playing with my dog. That is something refreshing. Okay, so this is what I spoke, and it transcribed exactly what I talked. Okay, so this is a very nice feature where you don't have to type and you can speak real time and it will exactly type out what you spoke. That is why I asked to use dictate method, not voice method. Okay, I'll send it. It is going to review my chunk. It is saying it was good, perfect, what it did well, two improvements. That I said morning, but then lunch. Better to say breakfast. Did I say lunch? Yeah, see, I made a mistake here. I wanted to say I come back and have a healthy breakfast, but I said lunch. So that is something was not required. In fact, it is wrong also to say. But yeah, still, this was a mistake on my part. So that is what it has picked up. Second, smoother ending. That is something refreshing could have been. It feels refreshing. And correct, I agree to it. It could have been, it feels refreshing. So better version is this one that it has given me. And I am going to take it. I am going to take the criticism or whatever improvements it has given me on its face value. I will not say, or I will not feel down or feel neglected or dejected that I was made to feel or that my speaking was wrong. I'll just learn whatever it has given me. Okay. So this was the first part. We'll move to the second part now, and that is vocabulary prompt. Vocabulary prompt is specifically interesting, but how did you like the translation prompt? I want you to write in one word. If it felt like a bulb on moment for you, write BO in the chat. That if you felt like, wow, this is something that can be done with it, then you can write BO in the chat box. That means bulb on for us. Okay, good. Because for me, it was also a very bulb on kind of a moment that we can use some phrasal chunks and use them accordingly. All right, we will move to the vocabulary part now, and I've pasted it. So let's take a look what it is about. First, I'll show it to you from here. I hope you're able to see my word screen also. Can you? Yeah, you can. Okay, so the second prompt is about vocabulary. Wait, where is it? It is here. Step one, give me a short paragraph with these lines and these three blanks. After each blank, it will give me a hint, and then I'll have to fill it. Okay, I'll show it to you, and you will see how it works. So what it is going to do is it will give me a blank paragraph like this. Okay, I will not read it before. I'm going to read it real time. There are some blanks in between with hints given. Okay. So while I would be reading, this is for the first time. I've not seen it. Okay. I'm trying this also here, like as a new person for the first time. As I will be reading, I will read the hint, and whatever word comes into my mind for the first time, I will use it here. Okay. And I want you to check how much time do I take figuring out that word. Okay. And you will see that even I will take some time. Okay. Let's go. Ready? This is going to be very exciting. So let's go. Yesterday was a very busy day for me. I had to finish something important. I'll use finish itself. I had to finish my work before the deadline. After that, I went out to enjoy with a friend. In the evening, I felt very exhausted. Okay, these are the words I've used, but maybe it will tell me that, okay, you could have used a simple word instead of this. Uh, I'll remove this one. I had to finish something important. Something. Yeah, I'll remove this much. I had to finish my work. I had to finish my work before the deadline. After that, I went out to enjoy with the friend and yep, correct. Okay, let's go. Now it will tell me if each word fits perfectly. So it says for enjoy, it is saying it is suitable, but not fully natural. What we I could have used is enjoy myself or spend time. Similarly, better options would have been spend time or relax. Exhausted is suitable, but I could have used tired itself. Okay, so that is how it is working. And this is like a very basic level. You can change if you want. You can tweak this prompt a little bit. And you can say that after each blank word, give a simple in the brackets about the meaning of the missing word and do not use the word in the hints. You can make some tweaks based on this, and then it will give you some other one. So, so let's try this one. Yesterday was a really busy day for me. I had to finish my work before the deadline. In the evening, I felt very, okay, why is it giving the exact word? One sec. Yeah, Avni is saying that she used other words. Yes. So good one. We always have different choices of words. So always use them here and see what it is saying, because we are reviewing our words based on their simplicity and their suitability. Okay, if they are suitable here, and simplicity is also something we are doing. We want our words to be simple uh, and not complex, or one level ahead. Do not use the word in the hints. So let's see now. So I had to finish. Yeah, we can use complete here. Okay, let's see. Yesterday was a very busy day for me. I had to complete my work before the deadline. After that, I went out to see a friend at a cafe. We had a nice conversation, and it really helped me rejuvenate. Okay, I used a very complex word. Let's see what it says. So complete is good. See is very simple. Okay. I could have used just meet here. Rejuvenate is a bit advanced word, and I could have used relax or feel better itself. Right. Okay, so here you can see finding that right word, even if you are looking for a simple word, it can also be a little challenging, right? And this is something, it's a very nice exercise, which I myself have been using for 2, 3 days, and it's really good. Yeah. So if you like this particular exercise, I would like to see how did you like. Just write uh, mind blowing MB in the chat box if you really liked it. All right. Okay, good. That's really nice. I'm happy that you're enjoying these exercises, because as you can see, even I feel sometimes a little perplexed or a little confused which word should fit, because the criteria is simple. It should be simple. Okay, the word should be simple and suitable. So yeah, by all means, I will give these prompts to you, and I would really like you to use them every day. And yeah, let me know how you progress. Okay, the criteria is to use them every day. Okay, last one is the grammar prompt, and this one is pretty simple. So in the way we are going to use this prompt, it's pretty simple. And let me show it to you how what is going to happen. So what will happen is it will give us a topic that we will speak about. Okay. So this is a topic, favorite way to relax after a long day. And I have to explain this topic in 2 to 3 short sentences using simple English. The criteria is ignore grammar. Just speak whatever comes to your mind. Okay. Again, I will use the dictate option here, and I will speak 2 to 3 sentences. The topic is favorite way to relax after a long day. Okay. By the way, you can always change the topic if you feel like you want to. Let me change it. Change the topic. If you feel you want to talk on a different topic. Favorite place to study. Okay, let me talk on this one. So I will use the phrase here itself. Whatever phrase is given to me, I will use the same phrase, and then I will begin my answer. So I'm going to use, let me think my ideas. I'm going to talk about a library being my favorite place to study because of the environment and because of the place it holds. Because ever since I was a child and all this. Okay, okay, okay. Let me see if I can fit into 2 or 3 lines. My favorite place to study is a library because of the ambience that a library has. It is truly conducive, and it also holds a significance because ever since I was a child, I have loved going to libraries and sit there and study for hours. Okay, let's see. This is my response. Now it is going to break down my response. Typically, in terms of grammar, but it will tell you something about your grammar also. Okay, so first thing first, it will tell you what it understood from what I said. It understood that I like studying in library because it has a good environment, and I have loved going there since childhood. Okay, this is what it understood. My idea was also the same, and it got conveyed. Second is how much clear was my speaking or my idea. Overall message was clear, but the sentence is too long, which is little hard to follow, is what it is telling me. Okay, so I'll take it. Grammatical mistakes, it has given me sit there and study should be sit there and study, or sit there studying. I think it's the same. Sit there and study should be sit there and study. So it is the same, but this can be changed. Sit there and studying. Because of the ambience that library has, a bit unnatural phrasing is what it is saying, but it is still, it will still fit here. But even though I made some mistakes, do these mistakes affect understanding? And it is telling you no, because it did understand what I was trying to say. Okay. Secondly, are they important to fix right now? Is also what it will tell you. Is that important to fix? And the answer is no. Okay. If you make a grammatical mistake, which is important to fix right then and there, it will tell you that, okay, this is something important, fix it right now. All right. So this is the third prompt for you guys to understand better about your grammar use and your English communication use also. And this is the AI exercises that I've created for you guys. So how did you like this one? I want you to write, if you really liked it, I want you to write uh, amazing. Just write amazing if you liked it. Okay. Okay, now out of one, two, and three, which one the did you enjoy the most? Okay, Avni saying three, three. Okay, Shivanshi, Arushi, also three. What about Rohini? Which one did you like out of one, two, and three? Okay, so third one is something that you guys really like. So that's nice. My favorite one is, although I would say it's the second one, because that is where I got like really tested on my own. It's because it's not just about using the word, it is about using the simplest word that uh, one can find. In any case, I want you guys to use all the three every day and every day, because they are repeatable, and every day you can practice them, and every day you can make some tweaks also. You can change the topic, you can even change the level also. For example, if here it is written give me a simple real life topic to explain, you can here right make it slightly let's say intermediate level, or slightly level 2, level 3, like that. You can always increase difficulty, so you can make the tweaks however you want to. So yeah, by the end of the session, I'll send you the link to use this document. And with that, the today's workshop is also, it has also kind of come to an end. One second now. Let me go back to uh, the anatomy of hesitation. So these were the AI tools for you guys, and I hope you really enjoyed it. And I, okay, are you able to see it? All right, I hope you enjoyed these AI tools. And now for the final one, I'll take Q&A from you guys. So what you need to do is you can write your questions in the Q&A section right at the bottom of the screen. So you'll have to navigate a little bit. Avni saying something. We didn't speak a word, but still the session was enjoyable and really interactive in its own way. Thank you. So, okay, thank you, Avni. This was my plan also actually, that I wanted this to be very focused and very action driven. So thank you that you enjoyed it. Okay, if you have any question, I want you to write that question in the Q&A section. So go ahead. I'll take questions for another 5 minutes. We have anyway surpassed our today's workshop limit. So go ahead. Just shoot me with your questions, whatever question you have. Till that time, I will send the link to the document so that you guys can use it. Okay, how was your overcoming hesitation experience while growing on your social media, the no create account? This is something I would say, just a second.